Hello, family. I hope you're doing great. Welcome back to the Kenyan countryside, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for taking a moment to slow down with me. I haven't been to my home in a really long time. Today I made it here, and I'm just so glad to see my zinnias blooming. I have waited for this for a really long time. I got these seeds from a friend's place, and I just came and dumped them on my flower bed. And see all these beautiful colors it's showing off today. The weather is moody this morning, but things like this really put me in high spirits. I'm so passionate about gardening and landscaping, so every plant in my home means so much to me. I know where every tree, every flower in my homestead is located. And for the little trees, I will tell you how many leaves each tree has. So when it has a new bud, I notice. And when someone plucks a leaf from them, I notice. So whenever I walk in here, I always do a routine check on all of the plants, all the trees, all the fruits. I'm looking out for any diseases that would affect my fruits, and I just pick out anything that I feel would infect the other plants. Let's go to the vegetable garden. I haven't been here in a while and I'm sure we have some harvests to make. I'm so glad to see the butternut growing bigger. This is the first one, and when I left it was just a tiny butternut forming. For all the vegetables that I grow, there are a few that I normally leave in the garden and allow it to form its seeds, and I save these seeds for the next growing season. It is a practice I inherited from my grandmother and my mother, and I've also been storing seeds for a long time now. This helps me to keep my organic seeds, and if you see me buying seeds, it's probably something I've never grown. This is the patch that has slender leaf. Slender leaf is what we call mto here. It's a bitter herb that we eat as a vegetable. It produces lots of seeds. The green ones are the ones that are not dry. When they're dry, they turn black. So I'm harvesting the black ones, and these are the seeds that I will be using in the next season. Once the green seeds dry up, I will be picking them out too, and I'm going to have lots of seeds. If you love the bitter variety of slender leaf, then talk to me nicely. I might just send some your way, though I'm not very sure about the government's stand on sharing of seeds. I live in Kenya and there was a proposed bill on ban of sharing of seeds. I don't know if that ever took effect, but if it is safe to send you seeds, please let me know. I don't mind sharing. It amazes me how fast vegetables grow. It's just the other day we were planting the capsicum and now they are ready to harvest. Some of them look very dull, like they're withering, but I'm just grateful for the few that I have. I don't use a lot of them in my food, so the little I have is just enough for me. It looks like we're finally saying goodbye to our cayenne pepper plants. They are drying up over 1 year later. I'm not complaining, they have served me well. So I'm just picking the last bits of the cayenne, and then I will be planting new ones. I noticed another variety of pepper along my fence when doing the routine check. They're quite tiny but usually very hot. This one I did not plant, it just grew on its own. To be honest, I've neglected the strawberry patch. A better part of the patch is taken over by the buttonweed, but I'm glad I still get a few strawberries from here. I plan to transfer them once I put up the permanent raised beds. I think that will be a better home for them. All in all, we have these big, beautiful strawberries. There's still another harvest to do, but I'm already exhausted. Let me grab something to bite and then we can return to the garden and harvest bananas. The weather today is quite funny, quite moody, but we are having intervals of sunshine. So one moment it's really cold and I have to wear my jacket, and the next the sun is out, it's so hot and I have to take it off again. I packed some watermelon and lots of water for today's lunch break. I really love the days that I spend in my home because I don't get to eat a lot. My appetite level is so high these days that the best way to stop eating is to stay away from food. Earlier on, I went to check on the chickens and to gather some eggs. And guess what, guys? Two of my hens are brooding. You know what that means. We're gonna have so many chicks around. So my next project is going to build a chicken coop. I'm still getting eggs from the layers, but I'm just so excited that our flock is finally multiplying. And I gave the brood hens some of the eggs that belong to the layers since they now have a rooster and their eggs are fertilized. So when the eggs are hatched, we're gonna get a mixed breed of the two. I should have shown you that, but I forgot to carry my camera, but I will definitely show it next time. Now, if there's one plant in my garden that has kept giving, it is the bananas. I have been eating bananas from this little garden for years. And ever since we started taking care of the garden, the yield is so high. We get bananas so frequently, I can't imagine. And they're so huge in size too. I don't think a week could ever pass without us harvesting bananas from here. The green maize season is coming to an end. The maize in our farms has started to dry up. Maize happens to be our staple food in this side of the country and many other parts of Kenya. So what's left after enjoying the green ones is usually dried and milled into flour, which we use for our ugali. So very soon we will be clearing the maize that you see behind me because they are already drying up. I live in the western part of Kenya, and in this region we grow maize twice a year. That means we have two growing seasons, and once we clear our farms, then we shall prepare them again for the next season. The bananas are an all-time crop. We grow them and harvest them throughout the year. They really don't have a season. And every home in my village has at least a banana tree in their yard. Our land is so fertile. You only go hungry because you want to, or maybe you're too lazy. I can only excuse the sick or the bedridden. Otherwise, everyone else in this village should have some food in their gardens. Our video continues on this other side. For some time now, I've been collecting our cayenne chilies and I have lots of them. What I do once I collect them is I dry them and make sure they are completely dry. And today I want to crush them into chili flakes. You are probably wondering where I've been taking all the chilies I've been picking. So it's quite easy to make chili flakes. Most blenders come in 2 or 3 pieces, so I normally use the smaller piece of the blender, the one that you use for grinding or crushing stuff. If you don't have a blender, then you can use your mortar to crush your chilies into chili flakes. It's quite easy. When crushed, it is easier to store and to use. Since my crushing container is quite small, I will have to repeat the process until all the chilies are crushed. If you have a bigger container, then you can do it all at once. This is a lot of chili flakes. This will take us for several months. I guess until the next chilies are ready for harvest. The container I just filled is a container that carries a liter of liquid. So you know how big that is. So that filled with chili, that's a lot of chili, of course. And the beauty of it, no preservative added, just pure dried chilies. I hope you realize how easy it is to make this. So if you have a surplus of chilies, don't waste it. Just dry it up, crush it, make chili flakes, and you can use that over a long period of time. They say building a house or a home never ends. So we have a new project in our house today. Our house was built with a tiny pantry space that we have never used. It's more of a store where we just throw stuff that we don't really need to use like immediately. So we have decided to make that space useful, and we are going to install pantry shelves, and it is going to be a functional pantry henceforth. We have sought the help of our village carpenter, and we are going to use material that we have right here. You all remember when we fell a tree that had made the wall of our gates crack? So we stored that lumber, and that's what we are going to use to make these shelves. It's quite interesting watching him skillfully do his job. I love crafts, and I learn a lot just by watching people do what they do. So before we install them, we're just going to join them. They put the different sizes of lumber together to form the shelvings. And once that is done, we will go in and fix them. This is quite interesting. I have never known how pieces of wood are joined, but today I'm here watching and learning. I pick skills so fast. Trust me, the next time you meet me, I will be a carpenter. So this piece of metal is going to hold it together tightly until the glue dries up, and that's a permanent joint. How amazing. I guess that's it for today. Join me in the next video for the second part of the shelving, when we will install them in the pantry. It's bye for now. I'll see you in the next.